Hey everybody, it's Jennifer. I'm not wearing my mask because I'm at home and there's nobody around me. We are going to do an experiment and it's going to show us what it's like when we drink soda and how it affects our teeth over time. So for this experiment, I made 3 hard-boiled eggs. I know it's hard to see them in the white bowl, they just blend right in. Next, we have 3 different drinks. We have a Pepsi, a Mountain Dew, and water. We're going to mix the different drinks and the eggs in these jars and leave them overnight for a few days. The reason for this experiment is that the outside of the egg, the shell, is mostly made out of calcium. Well, that's similar to what our teeth are made out of. And so, even though we don't keep soda in our mouth for 3 days straight, when you drink soda throughout the day, over a whole lifetime, that adds up to a lot of time that the soda is interacting with your teeth. So we're going to get started here. I'm going to open up the Pepsi. And I'll pour it in the first jar. Just enough to cover the egg. Next, we'll pour the Mountain Dew into the second jar. Put that to the side. And last one, we have just our plain old water. All right. I think I'll add just a little bit more Pepsi to the first one just to make sure that it covers the egg all the way. So, I'm checking the eggs to make sure that they don't have any cracks because it's really important for our experiment that these eggs are in really good condition. I don't see any cracks or scratches anywhere on here. The first egg is going to go into the Pepsi. And right away, it's bubbling extra. Not a lot, but just a little bit extra. Do you see the egg at the bottom? Right there. You can see more bubbles coming up where it is. So I'm going to put a blue cap on the Pepsi. Next, we're going to put an egg into the Mountain Dew. And right away, I see a lot of bubbles coming up from around the egg. I think you can see it pretty well in there. So I see a lot of little bubbles attached to the egg, and they're floating up to the surface. And last one, I'm going to put the last egg in the plain water. There you can see it. No bubbles. So I'll put an orange lid on the Mountain Dew egg. And an aqua lid on the water. So Some of the things that soda has inside of it, there's different types of acid. There's citric acid, there's high fructose corn syrup, there's sugar, phosphoric acid. So some of the things in soda can break down our teeth. So this experiment is just going to show us what it looks like over time. So I'm going to bring the camera a little bit closer so you can take one last look at our jars. It's hard to get them in the frame. There we go. So they're still bubbling. This one's bubbling a lot. This one's bubbling just a little bit. And of course the water isn't bubbling at all. All right, so it's Monday evening, and we're going to see what happens over time. Today is Tuesday, and the eggs have been sitting overnight in the jars with the different drinks. So here is the egg in Pepsi, the egg in Mountain Dew, and the egg that was in water overnight. So I'm going to take the eggs out and we're going to take a look. But first, I want you to think about, do you expect to see anything different? We're going to start with the egg that was in water and see if anything's changed. So I'm going to scoop it out. Let's take a look. I'm going to bring it close to the camera. I don't really see anything different with this one. Looks pretty similar to how it looked when I put it in the water to start. So let's open up the egg that was in Mountain Dew. So for starters, I see a few bubbles in here, a few small bubbles, but it looks pretty normal. I'm gonna scoop it out. Gonna bring it closer to the camera. So I don't see any major differences. It just looks a little bit yellowish. It might be hard to tell. So I'm gonna hold it up next to the other egg. If you can see, it has a little bit of a different color to it. Do you see that this one is like a bright white color, and then this one just looks a little bit less shiny and just kind of like yellowish. Now we're going to get the egg that was in the Pepsi jar. So I'm gonna scoop it out, and wow, this egg is brown. It's pretty interesting. I'm gonna bring it closer to the camera. It has these spots all over it, and it's brown. It's darker in some areas than others, you can see. So I'm gonna compare this egg to the other two eggs. So this is the Pepsi egg, this one is the Mountain Dew egg, and this one is the one that was in water. And what I noticed is definitely the color has changed so much, especially in this Pepsi egg. Well, now I'm going to put the eggs back in the jars and close them up. And we're gonna wait and see what they look like tomorrow. Hi everybody. Today is Wednesday, and our eggs have now been sitting in the drink for 2 nights. So let's take a look and see if they've changed since yesterday or stayed the same. I'm going to start off with the egg that's in water. Going to take it out. So remember, it's been 2 nights. And it looks pretty normal. It's white, looks like a regular egg. And next, we're going to take the egg from Mountain Dew. We're going to scoop it out. And right away, I'm noticing it looks even a little bit more yellow since yesterday. So I'm going to hold this egg up, compare it to the other one. Do you see how this one is just a little bit yellow, more yellowish? It's hard to tell in the light, but you can definitely see that they're not the same color. And finally, going to take the egg from the Pepsi. Wow, it looks a lot darker compared to yesterday. I'm going to bring it closer so everybody can get a good look. There's a lot of dark spots. And it's definitely just darker compared to yesterday. I'm going to hold up the 3 eggs again so that you can see them side by side. All right, and now I'm going to put the eggs back into the drink. And we have 1 more night for them to stay in their drinks and just see if there is any more changes, okay? Hi everybody, today is Thursday, which means that our eggs have been sitting in their drinks overnight for 3 nights. So this is our last day of the experiment, and I'm going to show you what our eggs look like. This is the egg that was in water. It's still very white and shiny, and it looks just like a normal egg. This is the egg that was in Mountain Dew. I don't know if you can tell, but there's a crack on the shell. So just from sitting in the soda, the acids broke the shell. And this is the egg that was in Pepsi. Oh my goodness. Look at that egg. It has a lot of dark spots. And something else that you can't see, when I press on the egg, I can feel that the shell on this one is not as strong as the shell on this egg. So I hope that we all learned something from this experiment, because when we drink soda, it leaves sugar, and then also it has acids. And so that can contribute to cavities. It can turn our teeth this yucky brown or yellow color. And it can actually create little cracks in our teeth. So if you drink soda, try to drink less, and afterwards, always brush your teeth, or if you can't brush your teeth, drink water afterwards, because that helps to rinse out your mouth and get rid of the acids and the sugar that soda leaves in your mouth. So I hope everybody has a wonderful day, and we learn to limit our soda intake and always brush your teeth Wash your mouth after drinking soda. Bye, everybody.